The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint, Maxima Fishing Line, and Okuma.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Well, I can't believe that we're already looking at the 4th of July holiday weekend. It seems like just yesterday we were scraping frost from our car windows and now we're loading up on sunscreen and fireworks. But in any event, with summer in full swing comes fishing tournament season, and next up we have the all-new Niantic Shark Week Tournament taking place from July 2nd through 9th. The guys from J&B Tackle and the Tri-State Tournaments have brought the Block Island Sharkfest home to Connecticut with an awesome new week-long format. Check out all the details of this event by clicking on the YouTube card on the screen right now, which will take you to the news item at thefisherman.com. And then we've got a great kayak-only catch-and-release tournament in a few weeks, the Three Bells Outfitters Trifecta Kayak Challenge, taking place from July 15 through 24. Eligible species for this one are striped bass, bluefish, and fluke. And the grand prize is a brand new 2016 special edition Hobie Outback. Again, check out the YouTube card on your screen right now and use the special promo code THEFISHERMAN, all one word with no spaces, for 25% off the entry fee. Okay, moving on into the reports. We're going to start as always in Connecticut. And while there's some sporadic striped bass bites taking place in the Western Sound, a little bit in the Connecticut River still, and then occasionally out by the race, most consistent action remains with bottom fish. And Captain Tony of Lucky Hook Charters in Clinton sent me a picture of a nice fluke and a sea bass that were landing on his boat this week. And all accounts really are of continued success for both species in the mid-sound waters. And speaking of fluke, received a nice picture of a 7.3-pound fish caught by Dywick D'Souza, who was visiting Connecticut from his home in California and spent some time fishing the sound with his grandparents. It sounds like the fluke are still pretty spread out, with fish being landed both from shore and kayak and as well as from boat right now. All right, moving on into Rhode Island. There was a nice push of fish last week in Rhodey waters with some large striped bass being caught off of Watch Hill and a little bit out of Southwest Ledge at Block. But that seems to have tapered off just as quickly as it got going. And since then, it's been tough bite. But Derek Padalano got in on the action before it moved on. He caught and released a bunch of nice striped bass up to about 25 pounds fishing inside Narragansett Bay. And while bassing is on again, off again, fluke fishing continues to save the day for everybody. Fisherman subscriber Rich Wartress nailed a nice pair of fluke weighing in at 9.3 and 9.4 pounds for our Dream Boat Challenge. He said they were both landed over by Block, but the fishing has been pretty good pretty much anywhere in the state. I even heard of some really big fish that were landed out by Cox's by a few guys who stopped off on their way back from tuna fishing. All right, and then up in Massachusetts, flounder fishing has been on a bit of a roller coaster ride the last week or two, and Captain Jason Colby of Little Sister Charters has been hunting around to stay on the fish. Had some pretty good fish caught here and there, and on Sunday's outing, it produced some nice flounder in the deeper waters, with the top spot going to Andrew for his 17-plus inch flatty, And then later on in the outing, Andrew topped off his catch with landing a chunky tog that weighed 10 pounds 3 ounces on Jason's digital scale on the boat, but it was released right away as she was full of eggs. And then lastly, there's been some solid blue fishing for the surf casters up on the vineyard, with fish to 10-plus pounds being weighed in at Larry's Tackle this week. I heard of a really good daytime bite that was taking place around Waskey, and loads of islanders have been getting in on the action. All right, well, there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, wishing you tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint, Maxima Fishing Line, and Okuma.